Testing. What up, HyperChange? Welcome to another episode. Today we're talking about Tesla's Q2 delivery numbers that they just released and the new news about Model 3 coming out. Let's just get right into this because I know everybody's like, the financial media, Tesla's crumbling, the delivery numbers are bad, Model 3 was lowering forecasts, everything's a disaster. Guys, cry me a river. This is a volatile stock. Let me just pull up the numbers here. Tesla closed the day at $327 per share. They're down 7.2%. Everybody is freaking out about this for no reason. Like, this is a really volatile stock. The company's still up 53% year to date. Like, that's one of the best performing stocks in the entire market year to date. Technology companies are notoriously volatile. Tesla loses money, is still in startup mode. Stock is gonna move. If you're not prepared for a 7% move, then you shouldn't be in Tesla. My dream for Tesla is that it goes back to 100 before it goes to 400, because I'm gonna hopefully have a lot of money to invest by the time it's at 100 and can just keep adding to my position because I want to own this thing, and I'd love the chance to buy it at 100 rather than it just keep going up forever. And I think that's the way you got to look at companies you love. So everybody's freaking out, and like, the thing they're freaking out about isn't even that bad. If Tesla was actually screwing up, I would be like the first to say I admit it, and like I hope the market overreacts to it. But I don't think they're screwing up, and this is just a classic, the market. Originally, when Tesla said they were going to do the Model 3, they said that we're going to try and get all the parts there by July 2017. We have no idea if this is going to work. That's probably going to be way too early. And that's what I thought in my head. I was like, okay, they're trying to start production July 2nd. That's what, or July 2017. That's when they're telling all the suppliers to get the parts there. Does that mean they're actually going to do it? No way, because every supplier's late. They have hundreds of suppliers. Guess what the inflection point is? All those suppliers thought Tesla's numbers were BS back when the Model S and X was there. Now those are both industry-leading, market share dominating vehicles, and every supplier knows that the Model 3 is going to do the same thing, and they want to be the first in line to get there and be supplying the parts because they want to ride the tidal wave of millions of Model 3s that are going to come off the line in the next couple years. That's why they're getting their shit together, and they delivered everything on time because they know how big this is going to be. And guess what? That's why Tesla's starting production in July for all the goals. For everybody who's like, Elon Musk is always late, he always misses every target. I'm like, what? No, like, I've been following, like, I've been a shareholder, like, screw all the other BS. I listened to what he said on the conference call, and he said they were going to start doing it in July, but that was probably way too optimistic because someone was going to screw up. Awesome honesty, but guess what? No one screwed up. They're doing it in July. The ramp is starting. He says they can get to 20,000 vehicles by December per month. That's 120,000 a year run rate. I don't know. I think the Model 3 news to me is huge. It sounds like they're on time. Of course, the production is going to start slow and grow gradually. By the end of this year, they're going to be building 20,000 a month. If they're anywhere close to that, I think this is the successful ramp of the Model 3 that everyone's been waiting for. I hope that the reviews and that to customers, the cars is amazing as the Model S and X were, because that's going to be key to the thesis as well. It's not just about if they can build it now. This little model up, basically just my rough estimate of the exponential ramp, kind of included some clues that he gave in Twitter. He said he wanted to do at least over 1,500 vehicles in September. I said 1,500, 20,000 in December. I don't know if that means by December or run rate reached in December, so I was conservative and just said they'll deliver 15,000 in December. So that gets you now 24,000 cars total. And it's really not about this year with the Model 3. The gross margins are going to suck. The profitability is going to be bad because there's going to be no scale, because they're going to be ramping. That's all normal to be expected, but 2018, they're going to be pumping them off the line. It sounds like at least 20,000 per month. And when Q1 2018 financials hit, we're going to really see the gross margin and gross profit impact from this Model 3. And it's going to be mind-bogglingly awesome. So I'm stoked for that. So that's Model 3. So I don't know how that news was bad or what forecast they missed. But in my book, they nailed everything and they're on track, and I'm stoked. Deliveries this quarter, definitely a little bit weak relative to every other quarter. And so if you look at this chart, you'll see like Tesla's deliveries still look good. Like, they're growing long term. If you look at the annual basis, it still looks really good. They're on track to grow their annual sales of both Model S and X combined by 24% this year, from 76,000 to 95,000. And that's on the low end of the guidance they just gave. They delivered 47,100 cars in the first half of 2017. That's about like 60% up the 29,000 they delivered the first half of last year. So 60% gains with no new models. Yeah, that's pretty good. Although they did have Model X production issues, so you have to take that into account. But still, that's strong numbers. I don't know what... Well, I do know what the skeptics are saying. This is what they're saying. For the last 4 quarters, Tesla's vehicle deliveries have plateaued, flattened, peaked, or about to crash at between 20 to 25,000 deliveries per year. I'm like, or per quarter. I'm like, okay, like they were delivering 5,000 cars per quarter, 18 months ago, and they just rocketed up to 25,000, and now they're staying there before ramping up and going way further. Okay, first of all, the Model S and X have reached kind of market saturation. The Model S is by far the leading market share sedan in like the US, competing with every other car, not just electric. The Model X is already taking a huge chunk of the SUV market. Like, there's just not that many luxury cars. I think 100,000 units per year is a very safe run rate to assume for the Model S and X, and they're about to get there, and then they'll grow steadily from there. Like, and so I don't know why people are freaking out that sales are like they've reached peak kind of sales in that category for that vehicle. That happens to every car company. So I look at that business as like a $10 billion business, assuming 100,000 ASP, and they're gonna do 100,000 cars per year. I just think people are looking too much into this, and the bottom line is Tesla's, a bunch of their sales have probably been cannibalized by the Model 3. So like even when you take that into account, and now we're looking at like depressed sales for Model S and X, it's really like they don't look that bad at all. And I'm giving them zero credit for their excuse that they couldn't manufacture 100 kilowatt battery packs. They're probably true. They probably said that. They probably missed out on 1,000 vehicle deliveries. That was probably, so you add that in, it's really not that bad of a quarter at all. It's still like the third best in Tesla's entire history as a company. Wall Street is so focused on the quarter-to-quarter numbers. They don't take a step back and look at on an annual basis. Deliveries are still growing. We'll see the financials in a couple weeks. I'll definitely do a video on that. I'm going to do my video on the conference call. I'm going to do my video on the earnings analysis. So stay tuned for those. All eyes are on Model 3 production right now because, like I said, I think Model S and X are about a $10 billion revenue run rate business. They're not going to grow a crazy amount in the future because the luxury vehicle market isn't either. But so as a $60 billion company, like the battery and solar business are great, but those are only going to do a couple billion. Model 3 is the bulk of the value of the company right now. The market is expecting somewhat successful execution. I think the market, they don't think they're going to get to 20,000 Model 3 per month by December, but I think they think they'll get to 5 or 10,000. And if they don't, that could be a hit to the stock. This is going to be a ton of volatility right now. Tesla's going to be a roller coaster up and down with this Model 3 news, and as it should be. This is a make or break moment for the company. I think Tesla's going to kill it. I think they're going to get out of this alive and be selling hundreds and hundreds of thousands of Model 3s next year, but we will see. Stay tuned. HyperChange is going to be covering it. Let me know if you guys have any thoughts. Peace. Oh, yeah. So I'm updating my delivery target. So I had put out my video, 110,000 units total, 90,000 Model S and X, 20,000 Model 3. Based on the lowest possible end of their guidance, they'll deliver 95,000 Model S or X, maybe more. And it looks like based on their guidance and my little model I showed, I think they can do 24,000 Model 3s. That's about 120,000 cars total. So I'm updating my estimate from 110,000 to 120,000 cars delivered this year. If that changes in more, I'll let you guys know. But as a Tesla bull, I'm stoked. As I told you guys in Stocks 101, you shouldn't get hyper sad when the stock price moves. You should get hyper sad when the business does bad or good. And I think Tesla's doing really well as a company. Like, I'm raising my delivery estimate for the year, like that's a thing that's going well for the business. They were going to deliver 110,000 or I thought, but now it looks like they're going to do 120,000. Better than I thought they were going to do. I'm stoked. I mean, that's good. Like, anyway, that's HyperChange. See you guys next time. Peace.